And there's maybe a hint of a smile, or was that chewing from Igor? I wasn't quite sure which.
Yeah, it must have been accidental. It must have been a chew.
So no shockers here. Miner from Igor to open things up. Lucas went to the front, going to go ahead and get the pickup, but take a little bit of chip damage on the left-hand side as the Berserker finishes off the helmeted one.
Yeah, and Igor's going to do the same thing that Pedro was doing with these off-center. You know, usually you go right on top of the tower, going just an extra tile off to try and get some of those troops to walk away.
And Miner right to the Dark Goblin, and this is, you know, this is big. We're starting to see Igor maybe make some more of his style of plays. We've already seen today one player get over the nerves and make a big comeback and a big stand on stage with Ian.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and right there, both of the wall breakers are going to connect. The bar barrel doesn't do enough damage. It's just one of those weird interactions. There's so many small interactions with with the wall breakers where you're like, of course this is going to take it out. There's no way, and then they just still get to tower.
Igor sitting on his elixir a little bit, waiting for his opponent to make the move.
And then Lucas choosing to run. You know, that 1.9 elixir bait deck, I don't think that should be legal, in my opinion, so I'm glad to see that he's going to be using a more standard variation. Evo Skellies plus Mighty Miner going to be able to lock in and take that out. Ice Spirit on the left side, and these Evo Wall Breakers plus Evo Skellies, there's a little bit of a push, but Lucas is going to defend this beautifully.
It does force out a response for the Mighty Miner. Igor switches the side. He's going to get on tower here potentially. Ice Spirit slows things down. Might get a little bit of turn of the drill, but not much damage. Double elixir on its way in a moment. Right now, it's pretty even in both lanes.
Yeah, and we see Igor shake his head. I would have liked to see that up and hut just one tile lower. It would have allowed the Dark Goblin to be able to walk in, have the Crown Tower take it out. Instead, Dark Goblin gets 4 or 5 shots, and now Lucas takes the lead all the way back.
Igor a little heavier in this deck, getting the Mighty Miner up front. Goblin Hut now placed in that low position.
And that's going to be perfect right there. Mighty Miner to try and finish off the Dark Goblin. 1886, lowest tower for Lucas. 1593, lowest tower for Igor. And really, you know, the game is close, but so far Lucas has played a much cleaner game.
Split on the Evo barrel. Let's see how Igor handles it. Takes a ton of damage on the left-hand side. Oh my word.
Yeah, and I think that might have been Evo Skellies or something taken out right there. 9 seconds, almost to OT, and Lucas is just dominating. He's just playing this so much better than Igor is so far.
Miner working for Igor. One wall breaker trying to make it, does connect. Bar barrel down. And the hut drop behind. Had to be a misclick. That's it. Lucas takes game number 1.
Yeah, Lucas dominated.
Not sure who Igor is talking to, but you see a few words there. And both players really slow. No one making the first move.
Yeah, not sure if the production team is the best coach, but...
Guard cycle. Lucas shows the Baby Dragon.
Seeing Baby Dragon, you kind of automatically assume that it's going to be E-Giant. Igor on the other side. Oh, and he's going to be running P.E.K.K.A. Feels like it's one of the first P.E.K.K.As that we've seen in this tournament.
And Graveyard for Igor here. E-Spirit to cover.
Yeah.
And Valk not in range.
Beautiful timing with the E-Spirit. E-Wiz coming as well for Lucas. Takes about 600 damage. And Igor just going to set up the defense with the Goblin Cage.
And that's a big Inferno Dragon, especially with the Electro Wiz covered. Gonna burn that all the way down, I believe. Ooh. And there you go.
Yeah.
Big defense for Igor.
Gorgeous Ice Spirit right there. I was so worried that it was going to get out of the range of the Inferno Dragon. Instead, just inside, Inferno Dragon cleans up everything. Yeah, and he's taking no damage. That was a perfect start to the game for Igor.
First 90 seconds away. So far, so good for the former Team Liquid hero. Wasn't able to play for that squad for the entire year. Couldn't get his way over to the States. I think he might have still been underage to play in the league, but at the time, Liquid coach Eric Benamou signed him anyway, with the plan being we'll need him at Worlds. Ran a 3-man squad. right? With just Canario, Surgical Goblin, and Diego B. And they made it all the way, and then Igor showed up as a rookie and got it done.
And right here, Inferno Dragon on top of the P.E.K.K.A. again. Lucas trying to save up the Lightning and not going to. That's just going to be a really easy defense for Igor. See if he wants to defend this Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon does get the splash, so a little bit of a missed time right there. And that's going to get the left tower down to 2569. Full reset for Igor, setting up with the Goblin Cage.
Guards, yeah, pressure on the left-hand side here. Force out the Ghost early.
Yeah, I really like what Lucas is doing. He's allowing Igor to just, he's just forcing Igor to cycle. He had to go guards at the bridge. You obviously want those guards for those P.E.K.K.A.s.
And this is a big Lightning. Trying to get the Ram Rider breakthrough, but an absolute traffic jam at the bridge. And the snowball unnecessary. Some wasted elixir on Igor's part. This is going to give a big advantage to Lucas as we move into the sudden death period.
Yeah, those are just some of those small mistakes that we've seen. Inferno Dragon up high. He was in cycle, so going to be able to defend that very easily. Igor just looks like he was trying to cycle. It wasn't anything too cute. And right here, let's see if the Evil Valk can go to work.
Pulling everything together. Ewis gets a couple of big hits on the right-hand side. 90 seconds left. And still, we are razor thin.
Yeah, at this point, it's just so difficult for Igor to set up an offensive attack. It just feels like it's defense, defense, defense ever since that opening push.
But here we go. Maybe going to go on the right-hand side. Valk pressuring. No, goes Graveyard left-hand lane. And this is where you can start getting dangerous, right? Triple elixir. You can put some Graveyards out, take some risks.
Yeah, I'd like to see some sort of push, Bill. I'm not exactly sure why he went on the right side and then went with the Graveyard in the left. Inferno Dragon plus the Valk plus the Snowball should be able to defend that pretty nicely, but does need to go with guards, and he will. The right tower now lowered down to 1706.
Igor can switch lanes here, but Lucas in a good spot. Not a big lead, though. 1706 to 1815, 40 seconds left.
And it's interesting to see how all these P.E.K.K.A. decks, it's no longer the Evo P.E.K.K.A. You're trying to get those support troops to be your Evos. 1815, 1706, 30 seconds left to determine if this is going to a game 3.
Ram Rider playing defense against the Graveyard. Not a lot getting through here. Ram Rider trying to make it. The Evo Valk goes down. Cage into hold. Snowball trying to stop the Ram Rider. Ram Rider will connect. And now another one on the right-hand side. That's an absolutely huge push. 10 seconds left. That Ram Rider should connect here. Cage to stop. Igor needs to get on tower. Lightning puts the damage in. That's gonna be it. Lucas